Hey guys, HDV here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we've got some pretty cool things to go over. We have some new hints regarding the starter Pokemon for Pokemon Legends EA, and as well as that, we have some pretty big updates to go over for the Nintendo Switch 2. So there's quite a few things to go over today. If you're excited for the video, drop a like down below. Let's try to hit 500 likes, it really helps out. Leave a comment with your thoughts on anything we cover in today's video. Subscribe if you're brand new, ring the notification bell. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video, and I really hope that you enjoy. So, starting things off, let's go over these new starter Pokemon hints. Now, this is regarding the fun pack that we went over not long ago, but we have some more speculation about it, some more insights about that whole situation, and this is in no way a massive indication that these are going to be the starters, this fun pack. I'm still kind of standing on what I said the other day, where I don't think this means anything, but we've just got a little bit more information to go over about it. We're starting off with Soul Silver Art saying, you know what's crazy about all this speculation on the Pokemon Legends EA starters? By no means am I saying that they did this on purpose, but it's very possible that the starters on the TCG Fun Pack could really be the 3 we get. So it could just be a coincidence at the end of the day. Like, if these were the starters, it might not be that they've accidentally revealed them on this Fun Pack. It just could be a massive coincidence where they didn't mean to do it, but these are just the starters anyway. So Litten and Totodile have direct connections to Paris. So not even just France, but Paris itself, which is the city that Lumiose is obviously based on. And then, if you believe, like me, that there's got to be at least one Generation 4 Pokemon in the Legends EA starter group, that leaves Turtwig. However, as I've said before, it would be pure coincidence that they were put on this pack cover. So this is obviously this kind of speculation about it as well. So obviously meet Eleanor, the crocodile found in the Paris sewers in 1984, so there are obviously crocodile links to Paris. And then as well as that, what does the black cat mean in Paris? So a familiar figure in French folklore, the black cat traditionally appeared to punish rebellious children, or occasionally as a seductor in I don't know how to pronounce all these words, but the black cat was basically commonly recognized as a symbol of artistic freedom. So at the end of the day, there are links with Litten and Totodile. The last kind of bit where Soul Silver are saying there has to be a Generation 4 starter, that's the thing that doesn't really kind of make that much sense. Obviously, we've just had the Generation 4 starters in BDSP. We just had the Generation 4 starters in Legends Arceus as well, because they were in the wild. I don't know if we're going to have another Legends game that's kind of focusing around a Generation 4 starter. And I know that kind of goes against everything we've said about Piplup as well, because obviously that's a Generation 4 starter. I think that's more likely just simply because of the Napoleon connections. But I think Turtwig just doesn't really make that much sense, because obviously, I guess Snivy has a lot more French connections than Turtwig would. So if we're going over the French connections with Totodile and Litten, then why wouldn't we do that with Snivy as well? So I don't think Turtwig is going to be the starter. I don't think I really want to see Turtwig as the starter either. I know that General starters haven't really had anything. Like, they've had no Mega Evolutions, they've had no forms or anything like that. It's something that they do need, but at the same time, I just don't think now's the time to do it. But either way, that's just a little bit more of a hint as to why it could be those 3 on the fun pack. We also have Light talking about this as well, saying, speculation 2.0 regarding the starters from Pokemon Legends EA. So Astral Radiance was launched after Pokemon Legends Arceus, which we already know, but this fun pack with Temporal Forces are the only 2 packs that they mix different starters from all the fun packs. So these are all the different fun packs that we've had. So shout out to Light for kind of making this massive collage. If you take a look at all of them, there isn't 3 random starters. Like, we have starters over here, which obviously, but they're the Generation 7 starters. We have the Steam Siege pack. We do have 2 random starters, but then there's Dino as well. So none of these packs actually have 3 random starters. They'll either have the 3 starters from that generation, like obviously down here we have the Generation 8 starters, up here we have the Generation 7 starters, or they'll have like a couple of starters but then a random Pokemon. These 2 fun packs are the only times they've ever had 3 completely random starter Pokemon. So that could also be like another bit of a hint. And they're saying, yes, in the end it may come to nothing, but speculation is funny, so obviously don't get mad. So again, it could be a bit of a coincidence, you don't know, but it's just the fact that all of these fun packs that they've done, and the only time they've ever done 3 random starters is when it was the Legends Arceus starter. So take of that what you will. It's not really anything major, but at the same time, it could all come together and be like, yeah, these actually are going to be the starters for Pokemon Legends ZA. But we'll have to wait and see. Let me know your thoughts on all that, though. Do you think that it is going to be these three, or do you think it's just like a massive coincidence? Again, I don't think it's going to be these three. I think it is a coincidence, but there is kind of more fuel being added to the fire to kind of designate that these three will be the stars. But we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully we find out very soon anyway. But either way, shout out to Soul Silver Art and Light for all of that information. Moving on, we do have some new Nintendo Switch 2 information to go over. This one, the first one comes from Go Nintendo tweet saying Nintendo, a hardware manufacturer, sees major spending bump fueling Switch successor speculation. So let's go over here on the Go Nintendo page. So they're saying word on the street. This was posted on the 4th of September, so a couple of days ago now, saying we know the Switch successor is coming. We know that Nintendo has been working on it for years, and we know Nintendo is inching ever so slowly towards pulling back the curtain for the public. The question is, when will that happen? Which we unfortunately don't have an answer to. What we can do is speculate, and one of Nintendo's partners may have given us something to latch onto. So Nintendo has teamed up with Hosiden before to create their hardware. Hosiden is a Japanese electronic components company that provides connectors, switches, capacitive touch panels, and also Bluetooth modules and so on. If Nintendo is working on a new piece of hardware, chances are they'll be collaborating with Hosiden once again. And then David Gibson, senior analyst at MST Financial, has been keeping an eye on Hosiden, and he's noticed something interesting. So apparently Hosiden is spending 2 billion yen on production equipment and 1 billion yen on automation in FY3/25 for its major customer in amusement, which of course would be what the games fall under, or the consoles fall under, whatever. While Nintendo isn't named specifically, it's hard to imagine this major customer being anyone else, especially considering the past between these two. Like, obviously they can't come out and say, oh, Nintendo have ordered all of this, because obviously it would just guarantee that, yeah, it is about the Switch 2. But at the same time, the major customer, they've worked with them in the past. They're spending all of this on all these components. Like, why else would you need all of these components for a major customer if it wasn't for the new... Like, it just obviously makes sense. You just have to, like, make an educated guess. And said Gibson goes on to speculate a bit more, saying that this information leads him to believe that Nintendo will showcase the Switch's successor in some way this month. And furthermore, Gibson expects the Switch successor to launch March 2025. So that's a bit more kind of, I guess, speculation or hinting towards the Switch 2 actually getting revealed this month. Now, we've obviously gone over that a little bit already in, I think it might have been yesterday's video. But again, it's just more... like I say, fuel to the fire that we are going to get the Switch 2 announcement this month. Again, it's going to be this month or next month. We're obviously hoping for this month, but then goes on to say Gibson's comments do go hand in hand with other industry pundits and insiders, saying that they think some sort of reveal or announcement is slated for September. It's all speculation for now, but hopefully we start getting some concrete details soon. There's also been an update to this as well. So following the earlier report, it was also noted that another electronic components company, which was Welltrend, has seen an increase in sales as well in relation to the amusement sector. Welltrend CEO Ling Chongtao specifically said that this was due to new models of PS5, Xbox, and the Switch. So again, you just have to make an educated guess. Unfortunately, there was no clarification on whether the Switch was used in relation to the hardware on the market or currently or something else in the works. I don't think they'd be doing like a massive increase in sales for just the Nintendo Switch. It'd obviously be for the Switch too. So along with that comes a look at Nintendo's increased spending for research and development. Nintendo spent a record $911 million on R&D, research and development, from April 2023 to March 2024 period. It's important to note this figure includes money put into hardware, software, new experimental technologies, Switch Online content, network costs, and more. While we don't have a split on how much cash went towards each, there's no doubt a considerable amount was floated the Nintendo Switch successor's way. So again, a lot more hints towards the Switch actually being revealed this month. And yeah, hopefully, fingers are crossed that does actually happen. And then we also have this to quickly go over as well. This was posted on the shortcut saying the first Nintendo Switch 2 game may have been revealed, and it's a big one. So Nintendo's next console could get one of the biggest games out there. So, basically, Yoshida, the games director, told Game Reactor in Gamescom 2024 that there's a lot of demand for Final Fantasy XIV to come to Nintendo consoles and subtly hinted that this will be the actual case. So I'm sure that all of the media and our players probably suspecting that they really want to have our game release on Nintendo's consoles, but the concept that we have for Final Fantasy XIV is to release our game on as many devices as possible, said Yoshida. So looking forward towards achieving that goal, we are working towards making progress and we are having discussions, Yoshida added. So I hope that everyone can look forward to news in the time to come. So Square Enix can finally bring Final Fantasy XIV to the Switch 2. It will be a huge boon for fans of the series, and also suggests the console will be at least as powerful as a PS4. Because obviously, we all know how good Final Fantasy games look. You know, they're some of the best looking games we've ever had. And for that to run on the Switch 2 does bode well for the Switch 2. So Final Fantasy XIV recently came to Xbox consoles after years of fan demand, but being able to grind away anytime and anywhere on Switch 2 is certainly appealing. And then obviously, when will the Switch 2 be announced? So Nintendo has promised to reveal the Switch 2 before the end of the fiscal year, which ends March 2025. It's been widely predicted that Nintendo will hold a dedicated direct presentation this month and show off the console, but with the release date tipped to be April/May 2025. Nintendo may want to hold out a little longer. We will at least get some new hardware this year. Sony is set to announce the PS5 Pro in the next few weeks, and the PS5 Pro pre-orders are due to go live this month. The more powerful PlayStation 5 should make the best PS5 games look even better, but expect to pay between $600 and $700 when it releases in November. So that's for the PS5 Pro. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you're probably more bothered about the Nintendo Switch 2. So it does bode well. Like I said, there's a lot of sources coming out saying that we are going to be seeing some sort of Nintendo Switch 2 announcement this month. And again, whether that's a kind of full announcement where they drop the release date, they drop the games and stuff, like everything that's going to be dropping with this console on launch, or whether it's just a kind of like a slight overview about it, like what it looks like, the name of it, stuff like that. Obviously, we're going to get the name and stuff, and we might get the price. The release date is going to be the big one. Like they might say early 2025, they might say coming 2025, or they might actually give us the release date. I'm hoping for the latter because it would just give us something to look forward to. But I think even if they don't give us the release date, I think you can make an educated guess, and it is going to be, you know, early next year, like March, April, May. Like we've obviously had this person here saying that they are expecting it to they're expecting it to get launched in March 2025, and obviously with the last Switch, it got announced in October, and then yeah, it dropped around March, April time. So I'm assuming it'd be probably the same with the Switch 2. And then in regards to like Legends EA stuff, like are they then going to drop the Legends EA stuff with the Switch 2, as in like a trailer in the announcement of it, or are they going to wait and kind of just drop Pokemon in its own sort of thing? I don't really know, because obviously the Switch 2 is going to be a massive event. A Pokemon Presents will be a massive event, but I can't see us getting a Pokemon Presents because they've already dropped so many mobile stuff or like updates. So there wouldn't really be enough to put in that Pokemon Presents unless they announce something completely different that we're not expecting, like a outsourced remake, or like some sort of, I don't know, ports or something like that, which again is very unlikely. I don't think we're going to get anything this year. All they really need to show now is Legends EA stuff and then Pokemon Pocket stuff, which again could be in a present, because obviously there's not going to be a Pokemon Pocket kind of reveal in the Switch 2 announcement, because that's nothing to do with Nintendo. So we'll have to wait and see, but I'm kind of hoping that we do get the Switch 2 announcement this month, and then hopefully that is accompanied with some Legends EA stuff, but we'll have to wait and see. But either way, let me know your thoughts on everything that we covered in today's video. What do you think about the whole starters situation? Would you like these to be the starters? I would like these to be the starters as long as we got Snivy instead of Turtwig. That would be like really good. And maybe, I don't know, maybe Chimchar instead of Litten, but I don't think we're going to, like I say, I think the only Generation 4 starter that's likely is Piplup, just because of Napoleon. But let me know your thoughts on that, and then also let me know your thoughts on all the Nintendo Switch 2 stuff as well. Do you think that we are going to get the reveal of this console this month, or do you think it's going to be October? Like I say, it's got to be this month or next month. Like, I cannot see them holding it off any longer. But either way, that is everything from me. If you enjoyed, drop a like. Let's try and hit 500. Obviously, leave a comment. Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell for daily Pokemon content. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time, peace.